Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Talon. Today I have guest Coach Gordon and player Caren Johnson. I am Russ Wright, and we're just going to go ahead and get this rolling. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Oh, wonderful. So we've already played one game this season, and I'm just curious to know, out of the rest of the season, what are you most excited about this year?
I guess one of the highlights of the last game that we played against Westview at home was two of our seniors were out, so we had to depend on some of our freshmen, sophomores and juniors, and it was really, really good for them. Sometimes when you get a player hurt that's a senior that's been playing here for 4 years and scored a bunch of points in a Lake County Lady Falcons jersey, you really depend on them, and you kind of lay on them just a little bit to win basketball games. Last Saturday, we played in a jamboree against Crockett County in Dyersburg. Caren goes down, I guess, with about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. We really didn't know how bad it was at that time until we all got home and we got settled down, and she went back to the doctor Monday. But sometimes that happens, and as a coach, you kind of sit on your hands and you wonder what's next. But it was really, really good for our freshmen because now we have a freshman point guard who was backing up Caren, and she came in and she did really, really well against Westview. He's a really, really good basketball team.
Oh, sweet. So pretty bright future for the freshmen going on into your program.
Yeah, they have Coach Sarah Tubbs has done a really good job at the middle school getting those girls prepared and ready. So when they come, as soon as they come over, practice is usually really, really fun. They're taught at from 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, go, 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 go. So that's some of the things you don't have to teach once you get the kids inside your building.
Speaking of coaching and her coaching as well, you've been coaching the basketball team now for how long?
This will be my third year.
Third year. So the previous 2 years are obviously learning opportunities. That's every game, every season. You're going to learn something. What have you learned from those first 2 years of coaching that you're going to do the same now or maybe even do differently previously from the past 2 years?
Oh, man, that's a good question. When I first got called over in the summer about coaching girls basketball, I think some people have to understand that for the last 15 years I was coaching boys baseball, boys only. We did a ton of traveling in the summer. I coached high school kids, showcase kids, and it's completely different. But kids here, the girls here at Lake County are a completely different breed of kid. When you go watch them practice, when you go watch them play, we always play with a chip on our shoulder, even though if there's not one, we're going to play like we're the underdog every single game. In a lot of games we are. Some games we're not, and we still play that way. But I have learned that coaching girls is a little bit different than coaching guys. But so far the girls have been very receptive to us and to Coach Hubbs, and it's turning out so far. It's going to be a really, really fun season.
What is the biggest difference for you coaching basketball? I mean, I know obviously basketball and baseball are two different sports, but what's the biggest difference from a coaching perspective, being able to switch off the baseball brain and turn on the basketball brain?
Oh, man, there's so much. Some of the strategy part of it is kind of the same. There's really you don't take a second off from not thinking. Now, I do think sometimes you can overthink it and you can watch too much film and you can sit and watch a team play too much until you start getting yourself psyched out on how good that other team is, because I've actually done that before. But to be honest with you, it's kind of the same. The strategy part of it is the same. Your objective at the end of the day when you go home and you sit and watch film is, did I put this player in the best position they can be in to possibly win? And you do the exact same thing in baseball. I'm not going to take a catcher and throw him on the pitcher's mound and he's never pitched before. So
Right.
It's kind of the same thing.
And I would assume it's even the same. You assisted with football for a bit. No difference there, too. It's just making sure the right players are in the right spot.
Yeah. Now, football is a different breed. There's a ton of, it's hard to explain on the football side, but on the football side, there's a lot of more scheming that you can do. But football is one of the toughest sports I've ever coached in my entire life.
And speaking of coaching, this year we do have a new assistant in Coach Hubbs. What has Coach Hubbs brought to your team and your staff that's just really, really helped your basketball program?
Good gracious. Well, I don't know if I could pick just one or two, but back in the summer, I was outside with my wife and the dogs, and then get a call on on my cell phone, and all of a sudden it says Coach Hubbs, and we sit there and talk for about 5 minutes, and he says, that he would really like to come over here and find a spot and see if he could help me. And I doubt the chances of me telling a former Tennessee Vol and a SEC All-American that, Coach, I believe I'm fine. I'm going to figure this out on my own. So, but what was really cool about the conversation is we probably talked for an hour, and he asked who was on our schedule. And if you've ever seen a Lake County basketball schedule, we don't schedule easy people on purpose. We don't try to go and schedule wins. We don't go and try to schedule easy bus rides. We'll play Westview. We'll play Dyer County. We'll play Dyersburg. We'll get on a bus and go play anybody. And once I told him who is on the schedule, some people you hear at Westview, they've been to the state tournament a lot of times. They've probably been more times than I've paid to go and watch and get in. Didn't scare him at all. I said, we're going to play Dyer County. Didn't scare him at all. During the Christmas tournament, we have an opportunity to match up and go play Dyersburg during the Christmas tournament. Wasn't scared at all. So that's the huge advantage in basketball. His basketball mind is unbelievable. He is extremely, extremely smart in basketball and a great basketball coach. And he's really helped me out a ton.
That's just great to hear. So I'm assuming the camaraderie and the teamwork is there already.
Yeah, the girls have really accepted him. And he has a way of explaining it to the girls that is very simple and very easy. We don't spend a ton of time running this play over and over and over again because he does such a great job of explaining it and breaking it down to the girls, and they actually can figure it out pretty easy.
Well, I think that's a pretty good conversation about basketball. Something I want to ask you just on, a personal level.
This is the toughest question.
Do you think that the Tennessee Volunteers are going to make the college football playoffs this year? Like, how do you think they're going to do?
Oh, man, that is, as a Tennessee Vol fan, that's a hard question to ask because we've been bruised and beaten up so many times. But I think they will. Of course, I think we're in a spot where we control our own destiny, and if we can win out, we're fine. And if we don't, so that's going to make these next couple of Saturdays pretty tough if you're a Vol fan sitting there watching.
Last question for you, maybe. Sonic or Dairy Queen?
Oh, my goodness. Well, considering where we're at, this is a really tough, and I'm not sure why I get this question, but
because it's fun.
But I would have to say it's close to a tie, except the new smash burger at Sonic.
Man, you ain't wrong.
I think breaks the tie, and I'd have to choose Sonic.
I had one of those last night.
Yeah,
full disclosure.
They're amazing.
DoorDash and everything. I was even too lazy to go get it. Just made it taste better. All right. Well, Coach, I do appreciate your time this morning. I know that you're actually taking time out of your own classroom right now to be a part of this. So, no, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to a great season. I'll actually be there tonight. What time does that game start tonight?
We'll be here at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Second part of today's podcast is for the first time, which there's only been 2 episodes, so it's not that big of a deal, but we do have a player that's going to just answer a few questions for me about the season, what she's looking forward to, that player being Caren Johnson. Caren Johnson, how you feeling this morning?
Good.
Good, everything's feeling all right?
Yeah.
So now that Coach Gordon is gone and you can be a little bit more honest, what is your favorite part about playing for him?
He pushed me to be better.
How so? Like, how does he push you that you know you're doing better now than you were this time last year? Or 2 years ago?
He just tells me to keep going. Like, be patient.
What is one individual and one team goal you have for this season? So first, just give me a goal for Karen, and then give me a goal for the entire team.
For me, I want to take more of a leadership role. And then a team goal is to not give up and reach first in district.
I think that's a phenomenal goal. And what do you want this year's team to be remembered for?
Working through adversity and never quitting.
And how does it feel knowing that this is your senior year? Do you feel that some pressure's off? There's more pressure? How are you feeling every game?
Kind of, sometimes more pressure.
Are you going to go anywhere after Lake County and play basketball? Is that a goal for you?
Yeah. I think I want to, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you're going to be player of the week here several times, and wherever you go for college, I'm sure you'll get plenty of interviews, so you might as well go ahead and get comfortable with these microphones. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Coach Gordon a second ago. Dairy Queen or Sonic?
Sonic.
Sonic. I like those Dairy Queen tacos, though. Those are pretty good tacos. All right. Well, Karen, I know you're looking forward to going back and doing homework and classwork. What class are you supposed to be in right now?
Math.
Math. Oh, so I know you're missing some math. All right, well, I'll let you go. Thank you for letting me borrow you for a few minutes. Have a good day. And with that, ladies and gentlemen of the Lake County universe, this is the second episode of the Talon. I hope you've enjoyed listening to it as much as I've enjoyed recording it. Y'all have a good day.